traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1465th installment of these educational videos. And it is short-term trading, but sometimes we do longer-term videos live with Oscar. Good evening, traders. This 1465th installment is coming to you on Tuesday night for trading May 4th. That is Wednesday, 2016. Now, what you've seen in last night's video is something I want you to keep in mind for the next couple of weeks and months ahead, and here's why. If Auntie J and company continues to balk at raising rates, the dollar goes lower, commodity inflation will just continue to go higher. Now, we've already seen whiffs of inflation according to the numbers that get released by the federal government and by our government in general. They show inflation coming. The commodities are starting to show inflation coming, yet Auntie J hasn't raised rates. I say they're behind the eight ball, but let the politicians and let the Fed governors take care of that. Trading-wise, it forces the dollar to go lower if they're not raising rates, and that sends commodities higher. So last night's video, keep that in the back of your mind for these next few weeks and months, especially if you don't see another rate hike, or if you don't see a rate hike come in June. Traders, this video and all these videos, I always like to warn you about risk, and I'm going to warn you right now, futures trading is extremely risky. Volatility has been through the roof very wide lately. You've got to use wide stops. You've got to know futures trading is not for the weak-hearted, widows, pacemakers. None of you people are allowed to trade this thing. It is for traders that have risk capital and understand the rules of this game. Speaking of this game, Red Omni comes right out for trading on 0504 May 4th. Gold does not act like this for no reason. You have been hearing me tell you this since the cup and handle bottom in gold I called for you months ago. I showed it to you and I said, listen, you know, if you read Investors Business Daily, they've got a cup and handle every single day. They're cup and handle crazy. I've called 4 of them in 10 years. One of them I called for you was a couple of months back in the gold. It was the perfect call. It was actually a cup and handle and not one of those crazy calls from people. And since then, the gold has taken off. And I told you back then, gold does not act like this for no reason. In my life of trading and analyzing 35 plus years, I've seen the gold market do dynamic movement like this, have dynamic movement like this, and a couple of months later, bang, the market got hit. 1987, go back to April 27th, 1987. Look at the gold and silver that week, and then look what happened in October. Then we come to 2006. Look at gold and silver during 2006 and 7, especially in 07. Look what happens by October, November of 07. Here we are since the beginning of this year. I've been saying to you, something is not right. The gold does not act like this for no reason. Then this massive head and shoulders starts to show up, which I've been showing you for about 12 weeks in the U.S. indices, opposite of what you would see in gold, which is bullish, U.S. indices bearish. The picture is very similar to 1987, very similar to 2007, and maybe it doesn't happen until 2017, right? 777, I don't know. But gold does not act like this for no reason. Indices indicating that gold might be right. And again, I've been working on this for you in video after video since the bottom in gold. And Omni, bravo, called bottom right at the bottom, right? Somewhere in the 1170s, 1180s, maybe even a little bit lower, somewhere down there. Omni started depicting the bottom, and I started showing that to you, and then we went official bottom calling, and now we're giving decent targets in gold. Is that for trading tomorrow? Well, no, this is just gold in general, like last night's video with commodity inflation. Just keep this in the back of your minds. Gold does not act like this for no reason. Yes, it could come down on Wednesday, it could come down on Thursday. The entire move that you've seen in gold, that doesn't happen for no reason. Take it from me. I've really paid attention for the last 35 years. Now you're starting to see it. And what the gold was indicating when it put in that cup and handle bottom, if you will, is the head and shoulders test, or the Oscarism known as a head and shoulders test. is now taking what I like to call top step. When you're down in the pits on the trading floor, when the markets roll over, let's say from March to June, you call it top step. June takes top step. It is in your face. It's the most active. Well, right now, the Head and Shoulders head test I've been showing you for weeks as it's been building has taken top step billing. It is in our faces. You better pay attention to it. Now, does the market have to crack? Absolutely not. Does gold go up for no reason? Absolutely not. But it doesn't have to be because the market's going to crack. Some major fundamental is out there making gold go. But I'll tell you this much. In the last 35 years, I've seen this twice before. This makes time number 3, and they were preludes to a downward move coming in the S&P. Just sharing that with you, Oscar's knowledge, 35 years. However, I started calling this before the gold move really even got too big. I'm not backseat driving. I'm not one of those talking heads on television. I've been preparing you for this since it happened, since it started. Pay attention. I really do know what I'm doing here. Now, is every day going to go my way? No. Take a day like today. Slap, slap, slap. If I touched it today, I was wrong. Thank God at the end of the day, we got short S&P and picked up a few points, but the grains punched us in the face. Thank God we didn't get filled in gold. You know, we didn't do so well today. But that's just one day, and it was only Tuesday, and Omni's had a great run for the last few weeks, and I'm sure tonight another good one's coming our way, but no one knows. That's why we put stops in. Traders, I want to show you why there's a red Omni on the board. I want to show you why I have never, ever erased, do not fall in love with the upside off my board, no matter how many letters I got from people who make predictions and don't know how to make projections off their charts like I do. Those nuts drove me insane when the market was doing the head test. Those same nuts now are all screaming, oh, it comes the end of the world, and it might not even be coming. But I'm solid enough to know what I'm doing when I keep certain long-term views and I keep you in focus of those views. With that in mind, if you would like to laser focus your analysis and learn how to make massive calls like the ones Omni gives us, not every day of course, but in most cases you see these big calls Omni makes. If you would like to learn that from me, I am holding what's called Omni Camp that is here in Las Vegas. Takes place June 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. The best part about Omni Camp is I have bought a little mansion and I have turned it into an 8-bedroom suite, 8 suites for 8 of you to come out to Omni Camp. Now, I don't know that I'll even accept 8 of you. I might only accept 6 applications in total. So I've got some room for the staffers to hang out that weekend. But you cats, when you come to Vegas, are going to stay in my Omni Camp 2.0 mansion. We are going to give you food, drink, lodging, fun, you name it, and education overall, because that's what this is all about. Why did I buy this little Omni Camp 2.0 mansion? Because when you come out to my camp and there's 6 or 8 of you, I want you to become a small fraternity. I want you to get to know each other. I want you to live with one another. When you leave my Omni Camp, I want you to have a team. I want you to become my Omniacs. How do I do that? I make you all stay in one place for the 5-day camp. 4 days of training, and you'll be here at least 5 days all total. Food, lodging, you name it, education, all here, livewithoscar.com. Now, there are only a few seats left, and I'm serious about these applications. You know, I go over them with a fine-tooth comb. I call the ones back that I think fit the mold. I've got a few seats open for June 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That is here live in Vegas for me to teach you Oscar's Market Navigational Indicator, the Omni. If you'd like to learn that for yourself, come to livewithoscar.com. Click the application link, the Omni Camp link, fill out your application, and I will call you. Now, there's 6-7 weeks left. You've got to start filling out these apps if you're interested in training and learning the Omni methods. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Okay, traders, if you recall this gold chart, gold was still having its downward spiral ever since it topped out at almost 2,000. All the way down, and right about here, Omni starts calling bottom. Is that not sick? I mean, that was the absolute low bottom push. Right about here, I show you what I call an actual cup and handle, and not what these nuts just give labels to all the time. Here's a real cup and handle, and I showed it to you as it formed. I am no backseat driver. I showed you first the cup, then I showed you the handle form, then I showed you really a handle is nothing more than a bull flag after you get a bottoming, circling bottom bull flag. They call it a cup and handle, but that's really what it is. like a circle bottom and a bull flag. So I called these for you. Then we got above the 200 and I started listing this. First the cup and handle, then we got above the 200, then it built a bull flag. Well, first cup and handle, then the bull flag, then we get above the 200, then the pennant flag. This is an old chart. We've gone 30 full dollars higher than what you can see on this chart already in gold. That was a fantastic call. This has been some run. This is where it was when I found it and started showing you on the action. Once we got above here, I told you this does not happen for no reason. Well, here's the latest in gold. This is what it looks like right now, top day. Gold broke out of a big bull flag, made another mini bull flag, which it's making now. So can it end up down here on Wednesday? Absolutely, but that doesn't negate this whole move. It's just a pullback because the dollar got a little bullish on Tuesday. So maybe gold pulls back a little, maybe the flag expands a little, but I think it stays somewhere inside of a flag and moves higher. We'll take it one day at a time. But gold does not move like this for no reason. And let's go see what else is going on. Is this the reason? Traders, how many times have you seen this chart and how many videos have I said this is an Oscarism called the head test? If it finally gets up here and starts to fail, you're going to have trouble. And this is what we've seen so far. Fantastic analysis, traders. How we trade the information I come up with is not always as good as the information, but fantastic information Omni comes up with, no doubt. So you had left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I expected the head test from down here. It actually happened. Now, these are weekly bars, traders. For 12 weeks, I've been tortured by this, but it was worth keeping our eyes on. So that's your S&P. Will it actually happen and continue down? That is anyone's guess, but the odds are getting better and better as the information gets clearer and clearer that we're having a failure at the head. NASDAQ. We already failed at the head. The question now is, will you break Otatma again and tailspin? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, failed head test, right? Bang, right up to here. Perfect call. Market is now down here. Now, for a long time, you did not touch my Omni average. Then suddenly you hit it once. You hit it a second time. Third time. Woo! After the head test. Keep your eyes on the NASDAQ. Not violated yet, but it's on its way. Then you've got the same chart, but now we've gone from a weekly to a daily. Look at what happened on the daily. You are now below the 200 bar moving average in this downward channel. Let's blow up this exact chart. We'll do nothing more than blow it up and see what else is going on in here. Inside that channel, when you blow it up, you've got a pennant flag bearish right here under the 200. Not good for NASDAQ. Is that proving us that the head and shoulders head test, Oscarism if you will, is failing and the market is breaking? So far, that's what we're seeing. Then you've got the E-mini S&P. Major support from the highs. The next highs we connect and project out. That was resistance. Boom. But became support. And became support again. But, okay, so let me explain that again. Resistance, resistance, resistance. But it gets above and it becomes support. And it becomes support again. But it only bounced for 3 days and now it's back down here. Major support line being tested in your E-mini S&P as we speak. Then, if you blow up that exact same chart, all I did was take that very same chart, take off a few trend lines, that major trend line is there, and showed you what it looks to me like is happening right now. And if you ask me, that's a baby bear flag building, and I think it is going to work on Wednesday. Bear flag building right underneath, or if you will, right on that resistance slash support line. Not the best thing while NASDAQ's falling apart, plus the head and shoulders test I've been showing you. Then you've got the Russell 2000. Now, Russell has been in a nice steep uptrend, building bull flag after bull flag, but this one troubles me. This one, yes, could be a bull flag. I don't know, it's a little bit weird to call that a bull flag, but what's more important is look at this major support that you now are below. We broke the support, we are below the support, so I don't know what this is, but I do know that we are below that big green line and testing the 200 bar moving average on your Russell 2000 daily. Then we move out. The DAX, traders, DAX on your daily, same thing, you broke a major channel. Now, we can take this very same channel and go from here to here, but we're not there yet. That's a long way to go, so we'll see if we end up down there. Maybe the channel's expanding. But for now, below this average, not looking good, below that channel. DAX takes a little elevator ride to the downside on the daily. Then you've got the German DAX on a weekly, and you've seen this chart in many videos. I've been showing this to you for a long, long time. And the purpose behind this chart, keeping us in check of the DAX, is this. 2011, you hit this line, you hit it again in 2009-ish, came back up, hit it in 11. Hit it again in 14. So, you get a lot of time in between these hits. But then suddenly, 1 year, bang, you hit it again. Then the next time you never even get all the way through the year and you hit it again during 2015, get under it for 2016, back above it, but you touch my OTAP, or the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary moving average, and look what happens. You backed right off, and now we're below this line. 2011 all the way to 14, no shot at that happening. Then in 15 it happens again twice, and then in 16 it happens right away. Now you're starting to get crash, crash, crash into that big support line. And you tested my OTAP and got below it. None of this is painting a good picture right now. Of course, anything can happen and the markets can go up, but I'm reading analysis to you and it's not pointing towards up at this moment in time. Then you've got crude oil. Traders, I showed you this in last night's video and said, look, crude has spent a couple of days above the 200-bar moving average. Well, that was in last night's video. During today, it went right back below the average, and now I am telling you, cautious. Watch out for this crude. If it continues to stay below the 200, you get at least down here, and then a crack comes. Watch your crude here. Omni would sell a rally in crude today if it sets up. Then you've got Tesla. Let's look at a stock. Tesla, look at this average. Look at how well the market stays away from it, stays away from it, stays away from it, starts to get involved, crack, under the average. Furthermore, look at the massive channel you were in for Tesla for quite some time. Below the channel, Tesla has two short-term targets, 226, 218. That should happen if the S&P continues to move lower. Those are your short-term targets there. One more stock, very interesting one. Look at this stock. Just look at this. Skyworks. You know what they do? They supply parts to Apple. Whoa, I know I said it. Isn't that scary? They supply parts to a stock that looks horrible on charts right now. So what does that mean? Probably they will look horrible too. Now, look at my OTAPMA, the Omni Trading Academy's proprietary. You barely touch it here. No shot at touching it here. Not here either. You get under it here, and the first thing it does is race back up and fails at it. Where else does it fail? Exactly where it hits my Omni average. Look, it hits the company's channel line. Smack right there, it gets failure. How about that, huh? Is that not fantastic analysis? So, Skyworks, $37 Omni target on Skyworks coming. Does this have to happen? No. Should you put your stop in? Absolutely. That's a short-term target for Skyworks. Traders, these are the charts I wanted to put before you in tonight's video. Make sure you do your own analysis and then come to livewithoscar.com, fill out your OmniCamp application, and come join me in June in Las Vegas. Okay, traders, so you've seen the charts. Remember, last night's video, keep that in the back of your mind because that's commodities inflation, and that will come with the dollar spiking lower if they don't raise rates. So keep that one on the shelf. This video, immediate action for trading tonight, tomorrow. The stuff in this video, short term. Put it to use if you can. Come to livewithoscar.com. Meet me in my free trading room. I am there. We have hundreds of traders that hang out from across the world. Come hang out with us in our free trading room and keep yourselves in check when these markets go crazy. Traders, I'll see you at the site. Remember, keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, livewithoscar.com. Take a look at Skyworks. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.